Hi, guys. This is Larissa with Be You Beautiful One. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad that you are here. I'm excited to share with you my setup for my catch-all vertical layout planner for the week of January 17th through the 23rd. And this particular setup will be done in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. You will see this video on his national holiday that recognizes him and celebrates his contributions and his life. So I'm excited to share that with you. But before I do, let me first thank you for joining me today. I have a lot of new subscribers and I truly appreciate you for pushing that subscribe button as well as the notification bell and the thumb ratings button. That really helps me along the way. And to those who have been hanging with me for some time now, thank you, thank you, thank you. You support me so much. Okay, back to the setup. I have these 2 sheets of stickers that I chose from images that were online, and I basically sized them for a vertical box for the Happy Planner Classic Planner. And so I chose a variety of images that included the classic black and white images from the civil rights time as well as some color images. But the biggest image here is a profile image of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. that I will be using in the sidebar area. I wanted to have a big emphasis on his profile because that's what I'm celebrating here. And I didn't realize until after I printed off the images that there was maybe it was something I did in editing the image that I caused there to be a blemish on his forehead. I tried to do a little bit of correction after I printed it out and I didn't like it. So I'm just going to move forth with what I have, and I'll continue to work on some skill sets to help me to sort of blend out that blemish. And if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. I'm just moving forward. In addition to his profile, I have some stickers of him praying, him hugging on his wife, Coretta Scott King, and him with his family. And then I also have a quote from him as well as some action steps to take in regards to the current voting rights bill that is being discussed. On this page, I have some double boxes, and I love these double boxes. They're so cute to me. They have color images of some of his main events that he spoke at in Washington, the March on Washington, as well as there's an image of him in his referral robe, laughing and conversating with someone. And then there's an image with Harry Belafonte and Sammy Davis Jr. They were at a fundraiser event to help promote further the civil rights movement. And so I really like that. And then I have a couple of images of his family where he's in it. I made one that was a standard vertical box and then one that was like a double box size, so I have an option to choose from. And then I have some images of some African American women. Some of them have natural curly hair and so forth. And I wanted to incorporate some images that reflected me because I think it's important to maintain the idea of how he has impacted my life, my family, my community, and so forth. So you'll see some images, artistic images of women there. And then in the side, I have some color strips of this African print that I measure out to the width of the page of a classic size Happy Planner. But I decided to go ahead and print out a full page of this image and also cut out some strips too. So I'll be right back. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start here just laying out some of these images and trying to figure out the spacing and the format in which I want to lay it out. And I do apologize in advance. I decided to go ahead and do a voiceover for this whole entire video. So I'm sorry my hands do not match up with my voiceover exactly, because you guys know that when I'm doing my plan setups, it's very therapeutic, and I'm talking and I don't realize how much I'm talking, and this would have been a long video. I was trying not to talk so much, but I still wind up talking a lot. So I apologize in advance. Later on down the line, I stopped trying to talk so much with my hands and just put down stickers. So hopefully that'll soften as time goes on. But what I'm doing right now is I am just sort of laying out the different elements and trying to figure out the best way to lay out the pattern paper that I have cut up into strips. I also created a sidebar box as well. And then Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. profile picture will go in the corner, sort of bringing that all together. At first, I thought this would have been too much, but in the end, I actually like how it looked. And so trying to figure out how I could use as many of these double boxes and images that I printed out was a huge task, because I like them all so much. But I know I needed some room to write as well. Now, Monday is sort of okay because that's a holiday. We have some bad weather that is supposed to take place in my area. So I know that I won't have an active Monday. We'll be doing a lot of celebration and reflecting on Dr. Martin Luther King, as well as his family and other civil rights activists. We'll be discussing the movement and how it impacted our family throughout the day. But as far as venturing out, we're supposed to have bad weather, so we don't anticipate really doing any outside activities, unfortunately. But so if I have less room on that day to write out different things that happen during the day, that's fine, because it's not going to be jam-packed. But I wanted to make for sure I strategically put the other stickers so that I have at least a minimum of 1 or 2 boxes depending on the day. Tuesday is also up in the air because we may have frozen ice, like everything's melting on that Monday, and then it's supposed to refreeze on Tuesday. So we'll see. And I'm getting good about writing small, so I should have plenty of room. And if it spills over to another day, I'll just have to point to it that it happened on Tuesday. So we'll work around it. So, but I wanted to make for sure that I have the double boxes on here and the double images. I resolved that I would have 2 images put together, and that way it balanced out with the double boxes that I'm using. I wind up not using the double box of the family, but I wanted to make for sure that I had the image of Dr. Martin Luther King and Coretta Scott King hugging on each other, because I don't see that image very much. And it's such a loving kind of hug that just exudes the love and their happiness to be in each other's company. So I wanted to make for sure I use that. But I decided to go ahead and also use the colorful boxes from JoJo Plans. It is the autumn boxes, and I love the orange and the brown under hues within this particular collection. So I chose like the butterscotch and sort of like a reddish brown color, which I felt complemented the color, the pattern paper that I use for strips of stickers and boxes. So I wanted to go ahead and just put these boxes behind the images in a way that just gave it a different feel than what I'm used to doing. And so I staggered the boxes and the images, but still kept them together. And I actually liked the way that turned out. And I remember while I was working on this, I was like, ooh, this sort of feels like an art exhibit to me. I feel like I'm going down the hallway of a museum and just looking at the different pictures hanging there. So I like that I used the colorful boxes and I didn't use them in a typical way. I'm just challenging myself to do something different. And so at the bottom here, I did the same thing. I used the two color boxes and I staggered them so that the images are not perfectly placed against each other, but sort of staggered. And it sort of helps give it a little bit of balance and a creative feel to that. And then for the image of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. with the smile, I just cut off the bottom so it didn't hang too far beyond the strip of a pattern sticker paper. So I like the way that turned out. And then I took my white ink pen and I just blotted out some of the lines that were left over from the stickers not really overlapping the full space, and just sort of erases those lines. If you look close up to them, you can sort of see them, but they're not that bad. I don't even pay attention to them once I wipe them out. So I like using my white pen. And then on the right hand side, I knew I want those double boxes on Saturday and Sunday. I felt that it balanced out the two black and white boxes that I have in the middle here. And so again, I felt like I wanted to use the colorful boxes up against the black and white stickers and sort of create that artwork kind of feel to it. And then I'm going to put the double boxes on Saturday and Sunday, one at the top and one at the bottom. That way I have a box for each of the days to write in. And again, I'm using my white ink pen to sort of blur out some of those lines that I didn't perfectly match up to. And that's okay. That's why I have that white ink pen. And sometimes, depending on how I'm laying the stickers, intentionally, they just may not match up. So it's nice to have that white pen to sort of blot out those extra lines that I don't need. And it sort of helps the planner pages to have a little bit of a flow and not so jagged. And then I decided to go ahead and take some of those extra strips of pattern paper and put them below the double box at the top and above the double box at the top. And I thought that really gave a nice feel to that area. And I liked it so much that I said, you know what, let me go ahead and put that across to the other stickers as well. And I think that sort of helped it also to feel more celebratory as well. I did not plan to necessarily do that. I just had the strips on hand in case I wanted to put them across a row or something. But I sort of like how I just went against what the coordination of the boxes and the images and just staggered the strips according to the boxes. And I just love the way it turned out. As I was doing it, I was just like, oh, this is going to be so cute. It just gave it more of a festive, celebratory feel, and I really enjoyed that. And so I decided to go ahead and do that on the left-hand side as well. I wasn't for sure if I was going to pick up some more boxes or not. And so I just decided to go ahead and use the strips, and I just basically cut them down to size to go in between the stickers instead of worrying about pulling up the stickers and putting them down because I had already did that a couple of times to these stickers over here, and I didn't want to lose the adhesive on the back of the stickers. So that worked out fine. And I don't know where my tweezers went. I started off at the beginning of this project with a set of tweezers. I made for sure I put them before me, and while I was doing this setup, they disappear, and I just don't understand it. I don't know if that happens to you guys or not, but anywho, that's why you see me using my X-Acto knife to sort of pick up the sticker and try to place it and reposition it. So, hey, you got to use what you have, right? Use what you have. I really like how that vertical box in the back of the profile picture really looks. I enjoyed that. I thought it would be too much, but I really like it. I think it turns out really well. I decided to go ahead and add this line double box to the bottom here just to give it some more texture and just, break up just having empty space there. I don't know why, it's still a white background, but it made me feel better to have that additional border with the lines there to write on. So just giving it something a little bit different. I really like how this setup turned out. I really felt like it was fun and it was festive, and I cannot wait to use it all. Okay, so here's the final setup of my weekly vertical layout pages, and I truly am excited to write everything in this and fill it up with all the good stuff for this week coming up. And I decided to go ahead and put a line vertical box on the sidebar box, and I actually like that there. It broke up some of the pattern from the sticker. I decided to go with the line vertical box to possibly add in a quote from Martin Luther King Jr. Because I didn't like the stickers that I printed out of his quote. So I'll probably write in something or an additional information that highlights the relevance of the holiday for me and my family, my community. So that is all that I have. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoy your Martin Luther King Jr. holiday and find a way to honor his memory and all the activists that have fought for our civil rights. I hope that you enjoy your week coming up. Thank you in advance for rating this video with a thumbs up, preferably, and also subscribing if you have not yet, and turning on your notification bell. God bless you. God keep you. May He continue to smile upon you. Don't forget to join me over on Instagram, and I have the link down below. Until the next time, bye-bye.